So, I don't look like that. Clearly, there's a bit more preparation to be had. I know it takes away from the aesthetic, but no. So I used to have this ongoing nightmare with Chucky. It was basically a really lazy jump scare game before there were really lazy jump scare games. Clearly ahead of my time. Ahead of my... But you know what I'm talking about. There's one room, you just have one POV, and then I was just sitting there, just waiting to be startled / murdered. And I dreamt that constantly. So as terrified as I was of The Exorcist, I can definitively say that Chucky was the villain of my nightmares. And then he became the hero of my dreams. My wet dreams. This sounds weird. Let me explain. Chucky, the doll, a pioneer in horror cinema where they decided, hey, you know those toys for children? Yeah, I'd be afraid of that shit if I was you. I love how horror has taken day-to-day things and just permanently put a little bit of spice on them. Long hallways? Couldn't be me. Bathroom mirror? Leave it crooked. Dolls of any size and shape? They move. The last Chucky movie I watched was Cult of Chucky on Netflix. It was goofy, fun. Feel free to write that down. But with that, please excuse any wonky Chucky lore I might lob out there, because clearly I'm a bit hazy. And no, I did not watch 2019's Child's Play. I'm sorry, Aubrey. But you told us you got married, and I'm petty. So it all started with three Child's Play movies that were all released in under 3 years. Child's Play 3 was released just 9 months after Child's Play 2. Leprechaun didn't even hammer out a steamer that fast. And I want to remind you that there's a Leprechaun 4 in space that exists. So the Child's Play series started to somewhat decline at the box office and in ratings, so they decided, enough of the horror. Let's just take Chucky and move him somewhere else. Chucky obviously works, so let's just make a dark comedy. And Bride of Chucky was born, bringing new life to the series and also bringing in the bride, Tiffany, voiced by Jennifer Tilly. And regardless of which I thought, history was made. But fuck that movie, because we're talking about the follow-up, Seed of Chucky. Let's begin. So the movie starts out a bit subtle with an impressive animation of a sperm race. And he's off. Whitey in the lead, Blanco right behind, bright color gaining speed. We got a nice opening scene that's fun and a clever transition to introduce the doll, Glenn. We get some stabbing, unnecessary shower boob, and Glenn wakes up from his nightmare. I very much remember this era of horror movies, I mean, I guess you can lump in comedy as well, where if you didn't at least have one exposed rack in your movie, there was no point. Box office disaster. So what'd you think about the movie? It was good, but it just feels like it was missing some titties, you know? We watched Marley and Me. Glenn is a part of an international ventriloquist competition where this aged greaser starts us off with a banger of a joke.
This grotesque abomination, it ain't even anatomically correct.
This doll doesn't even have a cock. You've been great, Chicago. Thank you. This movie makes me laugh pretty quick because I just never know what to expect anymore with films that I haven't seen in 17 years.
I don't know much about myself. I know I'm an orphan. I know I'm a freak. And of course, I know that I'm Japanese.
That's not even a one-off bit. It comes up again.
I wonder about my own parents. Were they Zen masters? Did they serve the Emperor?
We're introduced to Chucky and Tiffany, and this movie's pretty meta, dude. Because Jennifer Tilly plays alongside Jennifer Tilly as a doll. Just not the doll we deserve. Listen, if you didn't have a childhood crush on Jennifer Tilly, why did you exist? Jennifer Tilly's voice. The end. That's the story. Bring out your best ASMR creator that scratches colanders and licks silicone. Jennifer Tilly's your fucking daddy. The Chucky and Tiffany dolls are just being used for a Chucky movie. They're not alive. Jennifer Tilly is a struggling actor desperate for her breakout role, which in her mind lies with playing the Virgin Mary in a movie directed by Redman. The clear irony here being that Redman's a rapper, right? He doesn't direct movies. She's also gonna fuck him for the role. Glenn lives in a cage. That's fun visual comedy. Made me smile. Glenn escapes his abusive apprenticeship and pinpoints the journey from London to the exact soundstage in Los Angeles that holds Chucky and Tiffany, because he's convinced that they're his parents. Why is he convinced?
Fuck you very much.
I'm no orphan after all!
Glenn reads the infamous Chucky chant and brings them back to life. And Chucky stomps into this movie with a bang. I quickly remember why this character is so loved. He's a piece of shit. In doll form. So it's cute.
Tiff?
Chucky?
Who the hell are you?
Shitface.
Chuck and Tiff, yes, I'm calling them that, I'm sorry, save syllables. Rejoice in catapulting this schmuck's head off and then go through this back and forth on whether or not Glenn is a boy or girl. They pull down his pants to see just the doll's nothingness, as dolls have, and struggle with the thought even more, which you're probably sitting there thinking, oh wow, I forgot that this is talked about so much in this movie.
A beautiful little girl.
That's my boy! Yeah. He just hasn't had his growth spurt yet.
And yeah, you weren't the only one that took notice. Quick reminder, Bride of Chucky came out in 1998. Seed of Chucky came out in 2004. That was because when presented with this script in the more appropriate timeline to get this movie going, studio execs rejected it and said, hey, we like that whole new direction thing you went with that revitalized the series and continued to line our pockets with money. But this one's just a bit too gay. That is not being used in the derogatory sense, at least not on my end. According to Jennifer Tilly, in an interview with the Dallas Voice with the first draft of the script, studio execs said, it's too funny, it's too gay, and there's too much Jennifer Tilly. And I disagree with all of that. Do we all understand that the two serial killer dolls had a child together? Too funny? What moron wanted this movie to take itself seriously? Too much Jennifer Tilly? What are you gonna say next? Too much good directing? Too many Oscar noms? Too gay? Here's something I discovered just now. Chucky is somewhat of an LGBT icon. When the fuck did that happen? I mean, I know the creator of Chucky, Don Mancini, is openly gay, and I guess Glenn/Glenda was the first transgender doll on the big screen. Bit of a niche category. Along with the inclusion of Jennifer Tilly, whose biggest film before this, pushing Liar Liar to the side, was 1996's Bound, focused around a lesbian relationship. And also the new Chucky series that's coming out is focused around a gay boy who struggles with his identity and sexuality. I don't have a great way to transition back to the movie, so here's a cute photo of Chucky. Chucky and Tiffany, all right, I gave in, are planning to transfer their souls into Jennifer and Redman's body so they can be human finally, and famous. And as far as Glenn goes, they want to use a surrogate mother. Remember, too funny. Surrogate mother? Ugh. Are you gonna take this Hasbro Hellraiser that harbors a soul of a serial killer via 11-word voodoo chant that will also never fucking die? Seriously? I mean, way too many dick jokes. Appreciation moment. They're tucking in Glenn, and Chucky's just not saying anything and tapping the bassinet with a knife.
Leave it on.
Oh, sweetie, there's nothing to be scared of. Your daddy and I'll be right here.
I love it. Glenn is not a killer, which inspires Tiffany to not want to kill anyone as well. She even urges Chucky to join her, which he reluctantly does. But who gives a fuck about that, because we're at the best part of the movie, baby. The part that made me the man I am today. I've talked about this a few times, I'm sure. I don't know why I like talking about it so much, but I think it's high time we talk about it again. So Jennifer's en route to getting Redman off, all while Chucky's been dealt a tiny cup to nut in. Sentences! Chucky masturbates in this scene, right after Tiffany shows off her perfect tatas to help out Chucky. And yes, they're real. All you see is Chucky's silhouette as some paparazzi takes photos of it all. You also see Chucky maniacally laugh and throw his head back, and I'm only describing this in detail because I bought the unrated and fully extended version of Seed of Chucky. So knowing that, is this like a Stay Alive situation where this movie is completely different and just significantly better as well? Well, let's see, because IMDb lists off the differences. Number 1, the ending shows Tiffany hiding the body of That was fucking weird. Did you guys see that? Number 1. The ending shows Tiffany hiding the body of Fulvia with Glenda watching. Bit of a spoiler there, but it's really not that different a scene. I mean, it's hardly noticeable. I didn't even know until I read the damn thing. Number 2. The Chucky masturbation scene is extended with a new shot of Chucky with his hand over his penis. This is true. Can confirm. I'll show you. Right here. This is the scene they're talking about. It's like 2 seconds long. By the way, YouTube, this is nothing. This is a doll hand, just moving back and forth. Just clarifying, so we're on the same page. Number 3. That's it. That's the difference. So, I watched this scene with my family, blame them, and at the time I didn't know what Chucky was doing, but he seemed to be having a fucking ball. And truth be told, later that night, I fiddled around a bit to see if I could emulate the old Chuckster, and that I did. And the devilish degenerate you see before you was born. Thanks, Universal Pictures. So I talked to 32 sponsors and I told them that I would transition to their ad segment right after telling that story. And 13 said no, 18 didn't reply, but there was one brave company that stood above the rest and gave me money. This video is sponsored by Fleshlight, and you guys want to know what they sent me to promote? That's right. More things I can put dicks in. Maybe my dick? I don't know. Spoiler. So I think these are spooky season themed. Hold on, let me fix this here. It's starting to piss me off. Oh, actually, if I kind of keep it to the side like this, wait a minute. If I just do this, it's the fucking Chucky hair that the guy had. It's just not red. Why haven't I been doing this the whole time? We're gonna start with the small one because, you know, gotta relate. This is, I believe this is the quick shot version of their Freaks collection. So it's like Alien. It's like Alien pussy. Just pretend I'm like James Charles showing you the newest Morphe. This looks like chewed up bubblegum. Reptar's mouth. Like, what are those things called? The Garbage Patch Kids? It just has that energy. But obviously, well, maybe I shouldn't bring up kids. Here's the weird thing about reviewing fleshlights that people don't understand, right? This is my struggle. Say I'm Marquez Brownlee and I get an iPhone. Hey, look, I'm Marquez Brownlee. Oh, look, this is working really well. Wow, this is cool. You can fuck with all the functionality just right here on camera, right? A little bit of an issue with this is this requires penis. Oh, wait! You got the alien coochie, right? From a boys in the back. You got some alien? You know what it is. You see it. This one's practically identical to mine. We also got the big boys here. Check this out. I don't know this looks like an ear. Fuck what you heard. I mean, what other way is there to nut within season? Besides, like, jacking off to Sarah Jessica Parker in Hocus Pocus. You don't have a lot of options. Oh, they have alien cocks, too. Holy shit. They didn't send me any of those, unfortunately. I was sitting here thinking, okay, I think I can review these fleshlights without fucking them. And that's just simply not the case. So, cream review. The green one. I like the green quick shot. I unfortunately can't show it to you anymore, but just know that's my recommendation. It's also the cheapest out the bunch. And it's even cheaper when you use code GGFL for 10% off at checkout. That promo code will be valid until early November, so get it while you can. And also make sure to get some Flesh Lube water at checkout because you kind of need it. And thank you, Fleshlight, for sponsoring this video. So Chucky nuts and Jennifer is held captive and prepped for insemination. Describing this movie is bizarre. Chucky spots out the paparazzi fella, so he recruits Glenn for a family mission. Glenn tries to save our boy from Chucky's slaying, but ends up startling him to end up dying by sulfuric acid, which I learned wasn't a stupid thing to have in that room. In fact, it's actually used there. The more you know. And before the B honor roll shows up to the comments, yes, I own 3 cameras. All I do is press one button. See that Chucky kind of flies by? It's just an absolute breeze of an hour and a half. I don't even know how it's that long. There's still 35 minutes left, and I feel like I'm practically done with the review. Redman denies being Jennifer's baby daddy after she discovers that she's pregnant. And not only that, he denies her the role of the Virgin Mary since she is pregnant. The Virgin Mary, whose debatably greatest accolade is giving birth. And Tiffany cuts him open from his balls or asshole or something for being a douche. There's 2 things I love. I love Chucky's crazy killing face, and I love when Chucky's free roam. Look at him trying to take down Jennifer. Just kicking his little legs, just flailing around. It's so cute. Glenn snaps while struggling with his identity. Jennifer delivers her babies, and it's time to transfer their souls. And with the chaos that ensues, Chucky bails on the ritual.
This is nuts! And I have a very high tolerance for nuts.
Ha! Tiffany's pissed because she wants to be human, so she breaks up with Chucky on the spot. Chucky, who's known to have a bit of a temper, throws a knife at her. And I haven't even mentioned this guy.
Who the fuck is that guy?
But he jumps in front of the knife. And now that I think about it, Why the fuck did he do that? Was he protecting Tiffany? 'Cause that's where the knife was going. I mean, you had undone your cuffs. You could have had Tiff down and Chucky without a weapon. Man, it's a good thing that this movie had a POV of a killer doll cranking his dick. Or else I'd actually care. I don't know if I've said whether or not I like this movie. Here's my very basic summary. I think it has its moments. It'll always have a special place in my heart, obviously. I wouldn't throw this in my Halloween lineup. I like Chucky more than I like this movie. The cops show up and Jennifer is taken to a hospital. There's more. Tiffany comes back to claim Jennifer's body, but Chucky's like,
oh no. Got to see it through, my boy.
There's more. This is where so Glenn does his own stunts. And Glenn chops Chucky into bits while Chucky's psychotic self cheers it on. Glenn becoming the monster he never swore to be to avenge his mother. There's more. 5 years later, Jennifer is raising her twins, Glenn and Glenda. Turns out Tiffany managed to actually pull off the transfer. Even got Glenn a place to stay. No more cages for you, bucko. And it's his birthday. I wonder if he got an official Red Ryder carbine action 200-shot range model air rifle. Oh, that makes more sense. And that's Seated Chucky. I don't know if I've just been watching this movie too fucking much at this point, but man, that second half just feels lackluster in comparison. Even though that's where like all the killing happens. But I don't know, if you enjoyed this video,
no one cared who I was until I started to make dick jokes. I would venture to say that the same goes for you.
So this thing is fucking terrifying. It's a damn good replica. And listen, I'm not inherently scared of Chucky. Like if I'm ever in the house and I get the jeebies or something, this is not my antagonist. But it looks so fucking good that when I had him in the box, I had him facing the wall. I couldn't look at the little shit. And when I finally got him out and I would prop him up around the office somewhere, I would start working, forget he's there, and then get startled. He's jump scared me like 9 times already. This is the coolest, worst fucking thing I own. Oh, it actually says made in Japan here. That's funny as fuck. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoy your October spooky season vibes. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Here is your second reminder to please leave a like. Please subscribe because I have more content coming your way. Shout out to my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful patrons for always supporting the boy. I have a second and third channel that you still haven't subscribed to. Kind of weird, dude. And as always, I am Mr. Gigi, and I am out.